Hello everybody, welcome! I have hit the YouTube button. Oh, thank you, Cold Silver.
Hey, Cold.
Yeah, we're currently doing class quests. Yay, we're on tank. And
Yes.
it's cold. It's cold and I have an exposed belly button.
Hi, Ruka. Hi, Doodles. Yes, we are
Heidelin, help
in
me.
the beginning portions of the tank role quest for Dawntrail. We've done ranged DPS, casting, and healing already.
Yes. Coming?
Yeah, sure.
And I am all set for Halloween.
Yes, you need to post pictures of yourself.
Do I have to?
You posted pictures of me, so yes, you do.
Hello, Tinatoa.
Tentoawa is eyeing each passing Ishgardian with curiosity. There you two are. I've been walking Ishgard streets whenever I've been able, and I've taken to searching for any sleeping people. You see, the land I'm from isn't much warmer than this, and people know not to tempt fate by doozing off in the open air. Even those blind with drink manage to find their way home somehow. I figure the only force powerful enough to overcome that instinct for self-preservation would be the cradle. So if we find a sleeper exposed to the elements, we may very well discover Leofine nearby. I can't imagine Nji brought it all this way just to remain idle. It's a tedious prospect, but we need to scour every back alley and shadowed walkway before anyone catches something much worse than a cold.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Mr. Sarnath, Master Vexna, Master Tinatawa, I bring good tidings. The Temple Knights wasted no time in distributing handbills across Ishgard containing Leofine's description. These efforts have already borne fruit. We but recently received a report of someone matching her features being sighted. Really? Where? She was sighted near Camp Dragonhead by a patrolling sentry. He described a woman with red hair and a distinct scar on her forehead. The outpost can be reached by passing through the Gates of Judgment and heading east. Once there, speak with Sir Eugenoi for the full report. I knew she'd show herself. Let's hurry.
I guess we're hurrying to even deeper cold. My belly button!
Yep.
I know a lot of characters this set looks good on. Theron is not one of them.
Well, yeah.
Trust me, you'd be complaining about a exposed belly button in the cold too.
That's different from not looking good in it, though. With you, I just have to put up with the glare.
See what I have to live with? Well, I'm ready for Halloween, kind of. Yeah, I'm super happy with how these came out. Yeah, I probably could have done better, but I could have done far worse, trust me.
And one night per.
Yep. Okay, Urza, welcome back to the cold. Oh, earlier today I tried a little of the crafting after talking with Action. And also spending over 2 mil on the auction house for materia.
Uh-huh.
I finally was able to craft a couple of the components in high quality.
Okay.
1 out of 3 attempts came out as high quality.
Yeah. However, if you can build up enough of them...
Oh, Dragon Head. We're going the wrong way. I suddenly thought we
Oops.
were going to the convocation. Or not the... Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, and I just kind of followed along.
Sorry.
I figured you knew what you were doing.
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, that was my first mistake.
Do you know what you're doing?
Following you.
Oh, you're one up on me then.
I'm also writing Rizan.
Yeah, for some reason I thought we were going to the group of dragon hunters out in...
I did that recently too.
Not quite. His axe is actually based off of one of Titan's axes that drops. It's all gnarled and craggy and made of stone.
Yeah, it is.
But let's be honest, all his relationships are going to be rocky here on out. Like they
I'd
were
like to
before.
put them on the rocks. Chirp ones.
Yes, it is huge. They all are huge. They all are massively huge.
A lot of weapons here, and the axes especially, are kabuki weapons.
But they're saner than some other games that we've played.
I suppose.
Hello, Tinatawa.
This must be him. Well, don't dally.
Impatient
I was
much?
thinking yes. I was thinking Eugenioides didn't sound right for where we were headed, but I was in agreement with you for where we were headed. I was informed you were on your way. This is concerning the report by one of our sentries, yes?
Yes.
He cited a woman matching the description in the handbill sent by the congregation. She was heading south along the footpath, but that is all we know. And mayhaps we know more. Yes, this is Ujina. What? Hold fast. I shall send aid at once.
Uh-oh.
What happened? A shipment of supplies was waylaid by monstrous beasts. A contingent of temple knights should have been protecting it, but something is amiss. Asleep on the job, possibly. They need our help.
Yes, they do.
We would be in your debt. The shipment was attacked on the road west of the observatorium. I shall muster more knights. Please, go find my men before any lives are lost.
We're on it.
And he's off.
To the
He has
Chocobo
his
races. Yes, he has his zoomies. He should have made Makote. West of the observatorium.
Huh.
Huh?
Snow wolf pups are a hunt target of mine. Actually, no. They're a paladin hunt target of mine.
Oh! Oh dear! You never finished your class hunts?
I haven't finished most of them.
Don't forget to level sync.
Yes.
for this small random bypass of...
Okay, that did it. Gladiator 37 complete. Yeah, I have a lot of gladiator stuff left to do. All those wolf fangs.
There. Are we done here?
Yes. On to more pressing matters. Chihuahua? They should be close, right? I'll search the other side of the river. You search further down the road, and keep your weapon at the ready.
Yeah, not a problem. I'm actually looking forward to an itching for a fight.
One that you don't have to level sync down for?
Mm-hmm.
My. Or they might just be asleep.
The chocobos are asleep.
Yeah. You saved us. We were almost... Really? Yeah, because these guys... You won't be feasting today. No, we don't have to fight them. Not a moment too soon. Sorry, you've been robbed of your kills.
Meh.
The wide eye watches eternal, and eternal is the sleep it bestows.
We were too late.
No, they're not. Just look. They're asleep is all.
Yeah, that's part of the problem.
Good. Good. Our trusty chocobos suddenly became unsure on their feet, and the wagon hobbled to the side of the road. There's nothing for it but to fix the damage on the spot. The temple knights went to secure the area, but before I knew it, each and every one of them had fallen asleep where they were standing. Then the beasts attacked. It's just me before those snarling fangs. Time to wake up. Sleep here any longer in the cold will have you. I just want to know what got the beast so angry. What happened? Yeah, don't try slapping around the chocobos. We fell asleep. We were patrolling. He must be mistaken. A temple knight would never shirk his duty so. Are you calling me a liar? I saw you fall over with your fall over on your Earths with my own eyes.
You guys do know that there is such a thing called a sleep spell.
Nobody puts that on their bar anymore. If not for Sir Ageno's quick response and the bravery of these warriors, we would all be food for the vultures by now. The congregation will hear of this dereliction of duty, you can be sure.
It wasn't a dereliction.
Now, hold on just a moment. They aren't the ones to blame. The sacred relic of my people was stolen, and... now isn't the time. Sorry, forget I said anything. No, now is the time. Whatever dizziness overtook the chocobos seems to have passed, so I'll resume my journey once the carriage is repaired. Assuming my guards are quite refreshed, I believe we can make it on our own. Please return to Camp Dragonhead and warm yourselves. It's no coincidence that the giant birds and the two guards took leave of their senses around the same time. This is the work of the Cradle. But even if Leofini was here, she is no longer. Let's return to the city and consider our next steps. Want to pull out your carriage?
I'm talking to the House Fortemp Knight.
You said that knights from Camp Dragonhead are on their way, yes? And I believe we shall have ample protection for the remainder of our journey. As long as Leofini is gone, you're fine.
You asked?
Maybe a little smaller.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, yours. Yeah, and there's of course is a 2 chocobo version.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to see them in the world often enough to get a real good comparison look.
Yeah, this is actually a smaller carriage. Oh, we need to go all the way back to Ishgard. Thought he said Camp Dragonhead and warm myself.
And no stopping by to tell the authorities that, yes, magic was involved.
Yeah, well, excuse me.
You're excused. Ah, yes, the ward.
Always the ward. We'll save the universe 7 times over, and it'll always be, ah yes, the ward.
The ward.
Yeah.
Unflappable, you say? Leofini may have escaped us, but the witness's report has given us a clue to follow. Thank the Narwhal for guiding us swiftly to the knights. We have received the report of the incident near Camp Dragonhead. 2 of our own sleeping on duty by the Fury. Had you reached them even a moment later, this day would have been much darker. Though it pains me to say it, those 2 shall be punished as befits the magnitude of their negligence.
No, don't punish them.
If I may, I don't believe the blame rests entirely on their shoulders. The Cradle of the Sleepless was used against them, I'm certain. Ah, yes. You said it possessed the power to lull others into a deep sleep. I admit that would explain these exceptional circumstances. Regardless, they were still bested by their enemy, and their charge was almost killed as a result. Punishment is the only recourse. I see. A harsh stance, maybe, but I can respect that you don't treat your duty lightly. Well, if you learn anything else of Leofine's plots, please let us know at once. Even though we didn't find her, I'm glad we were able to save those soldiers. Thank you for coming to us. Nay, 'tis the Temple Knights who owe you thanks. We shall continue our search, and rest assured you shall be the first to know of any developments. Aelia, Theron, there's more I would tell you about the cradle. Things I should have told you sooner. Join me over there and I'll do my best to fix that mistake.
Oh dear. What aren't you telling us? From a bit?
We now know what our enemy is capable of and must plan accordingly. Rest assured we shall not rest until Leofine is in shackles. If you encounter her, resting might be exactly what you do. Now you've seen with your own eyes what I've only been able to describe. The narwhal's lullaby can put even hardened warriors into a restful slumber. They may as well be defenseless as a newborn babe, but even with such power, my people have never used it to attack our enemies. Its sole purpose has always been to keep a single person awake, an eternal guardian who would never sleep, never rest, the wide eye, me. For 10 years I've been awake, training day and night to gain the strength I have now, the strength to shield my people. Of course, another must receive the weariness I cast aside, the shut-eye. You've met her, in fact, Lozinique. As I've been awake these 10 years, she's spent the better part of her days in a deep slumber. Her brief periods of wakefulness are spent exercising and eating so her body doesn't waste away. Couldn't you distribute that amongst several people?
I think it would be wiser if you did.
Yeah. And spending 10 continuous years awake is a really bad plan.
Very unhealthy.
And so we've barely spoken, despite how much I depend on her. When we were young, we'd spend our days exploring the mountain paths, but that time is long past. Telling you all this now, I realize how very little of my life has been dedicated to my own pursuits. Loazanique and I both have devoted ourselves entirely to the protection of our village.
How did she steal the artifact from such an accomplished warrior?
Lies and trickery like all the others.
Probably.
Well, about that. No, I've no excuse. It was my fault it was stolen, and I'll bear that burden. A protector must take responsibility for his charges. But we don't have the luxury to dwell on regrets. I see now that although my people never use the cradle for ill, wicked hearts can twist anything towards evil. And that's something I can't tolerate. The very thought that this might happen again makes the bile churn in my gullet. We must bring Leofine's schemes to an end. Well, give us a few more quests. Between sleep and death. Tentoawa has a worried expression on his face. Just the person that I wanted to see. I'd like to ask your advice on a certain matter, if you don't mind. It's been a while since my last letter to Loazinique. I wanted to wait until I discovered something worth sharing to write her, but we're still completely in the dark. I don't want her to worry, but I don't know what to tell her.
Tell her you're in good spirits. That will suffice.
You might be right. Silence might make her think that something terrible has happened. All right, I'll start right away. I may not have much time left.
Have you been awake all this time?
Yes. Oh, don't misunderstand. It's nothing so grave as that. It's just... the last time I used the cradle was just before it was stolen. Luckily, I'm still as alert as I've ever been, but it won't be long until I must dream like any other. That will give Leofine free rein while I'm helpless in bed. There is no quarry more dangerous than one who doesn't sleep. We have to see this through before that happens. Please, don't knock yourself out. Mr. Surnath, Master Vexta, Master Tentuawa. We have received reports that several groups of Temple Knights have fallen afoul of what can only be your stolen artifact.
Oh, and here we go.
Several? Let me guess. They were all guarding someone else. You would be correct. It is the duty of a knight to protect those who cannot protect themselves. If we fail at even that most basic function, then our honor means nothing. As if the incident near Camp Dragonhead was not shameful enough, the knights in these most recent attacks were left in quite compromising positions.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Someone is making mischief. Yet the weight of embarrassment is a trifle compared to the guilt we would bear if any innocent came to harm. The Fury was merciful in that respect, but we would rather not see these incidents repeat. Still, while the Temple Knights must work to repair their reputation in the days ahead, it is a far cry from bringing Ishgard crumbling to its knees. Truth be told, the methods of this passage of the Unbound leave me mystified. But Leofine was cunning, if nothing else. Till we can discern her true motivations, we have little recourse but to wait until she makes a mistake.
She may be testing the limits of the artifact's power.
Yeah. You suggest she has a greater purpose in mind for it, and these incidents are simply a prelude. We cannot discount that theory, I admit. We shall remain vigilant. There's no telling how much chaos she can sow if left unchecked. We have to do everything we can to get the cradle out of her clutches. And to do that, we have to start asking the right questions. This new information makes me wonder, why has she focused her attention on the Temple Knights?
Probably because she used to be one.
I have pondered the same. Posted at Camp Dragonhead are knights from many houses of repute, including House Fertam. Being a former Temple Knight herself, Leofine doubtless knows their habits and training. Perhaps that makes it easier for her to exploit their weaknesses. And if we follow the knights, we may pick up her trail. It's not ideal, but it's the best we have to go on. Well, a large contingent of knights has but recently been dispatched to Corythus. You remember Gorgane Mills, yes? It has lain abandoned ever since the heretics were driven from it. Yet there is ever the risk that unsavory elements might infest it once again. Thus have the Temple Knights planned joint patrols of its premises with other contingents. If you speak with Sir Ridwald at Falcon's Nest, I am certain he would be glad to have you along. Actually got fool you with that one.
It sometimes happens.
First time I've noted it for that emote.
Almost went the wrong way again. I am rolling 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a day.
An Eevee day?
Maybe? The only problem with it is it's hard to wear my bun with it.
Yeah.
But I can wear the headphones just fine. Go fig. Excuse me.
You're excused.
Not like we're going far.
Apparently not.
No,
It
no.
will be, just not right now.
Hey, Redwald. Long time no see.
This turns into an escort quest. Is that Mr. Surnath, the Master of Exna, I see? Of course, you're ever welcome in Falcon's Nest. Yet, I believe I do not know your companion here. He's fresh off the chocobo.
Meet, Tanawa.
Indeed, whispers of the Temple Knight's humiliations have reached us even here. Falling asleep while on duty, I dared not believe the stories, but it seems there is truth in them after all. They fell asleep, true, but it wasn't their fault. We suspect they fell victim to an enemy wielding a powerful artifact. Now, the rumors fail to mention anything like that. If it can lull even trained warriors to sleep, then we must treat it as a serious threat. Nevertheless, if one knight falls, another is always at the ready to take their place. So long as this artifact cannot put an entire regiment under its spell, I believe we're well positioned to combat it. Interesting. The idea of your allies falling in battle doesn't seem to disturb you at all. Where I hail from, a single warrior is responsible for the safety of his entire village. Make no mistake, we do not doubt our allies' mettle. We mourn every loss. Yet each man and woman here knows that if they must quit the battle, another sword just as fierce will take their place. To know that an ally is at your back would allow you to fight with abandon. Now, you believe this Leofine might take interest in our activities at Gurgani Mills, yes? A party has already left, accompanied by a group of Temple Knights. If your suspicions are correct, then they are at risk. I would ask that you follow in their tracks and ensure they have not fallen victim to foul play. The mills can be found to the north, just across the Black Iron Bridge. Oh, we know it well. The party should be arriving there soon, conditions permitting. We have to reach them before Leofine does.
And
Or
we
zoomies.
shall. I'm gonna need some more caffeine.
Is someone using the artifact on you?
Yeah, apparently. And I have to drive Baron to the plane at Dark 100.
Yep. I can only hope that all is well, but having you there would do much to set my heart at ease.
So after stream, I might go ahead and brew up some jasmine tea, because that's like a real kick of
Tea.
caffeine. Shark!
Air shark.
Shark! Shark! And there's the Black Iron Bridge.
Mm-hmm. The vista on that was
A
so
pain in the
annoying.
butt.
Yeah.
Because you can't get to it while flying.
Yeah.
You try and you will fail every time. They were evil that way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Oh. Well, here's 3. We're too late. They're fast asleep. Redwald gave the impression there were more. These knights must have been the lookouts. We should waken them, but keep your eyes peeled for Leofine. I'll rouse these ones. You search that building yonder. Not the first time we've been in here.
Yep. Watch out for polar bears!
Who the hells are you? How'd you get past the guards? Someone gave them knockout drops.
Yeah.
Well, well, well.
Bam!
Mm-hmm. It's you. Thank the Fury who arrived when you did. Those thugs struck when our backs were turned.
Of course I
assume
did.
I assume the Temple Knights were protecting the entrance, so I wasn't as cautious as I should have been. Were they killed? No, but they were gotten out of the way. Sleeping! I've heard the stories, of course, but I didn't think they were true. Whoever is behind this, I'm sure they didn't count on you showing up. For now, we shall tend to our wounds and then finish our inspection here. Mr. Sarnath, Master Vexna, I ask that you join the knights outside and wait until we're finished.
Can do.
Well then. There we are.
Ain't she a cherry for woman? As I thought, just when I was becoming bored, I sighted a familiar face among the slumbering knights. I simply had to come and make sure it was you.
You finally found the courage to show yourself. Hand over the cradle now, and I won't kill you. Oh. Dragoon training.
What did they call you again? The White Eye? You must have had quite the journey to come this far.
Be careful. This is our quarry. The thief who stole the cradle of the sleepless. This is Leofine.
That is your ally? What sodden tavern did you drag them out of? I dare say they seek your artifact for themselves.
Well!
It matters not, I suppose.
Old.
Hmm?
That is your ally? Wear their nimble hands. They may seek your artifact for themselves.
It's probably different depending on the gender.
Or race.
I'm thinking gender. It matters not, I suppose. Before you both throw your lives away, I suggest you think for a moment. Is the cause you fight for worth the sacrifice? So few of us know true freedom. If there's aught you would grasp with your own hands, do so before they wither and your eyes shut for the last time. The codes, the rules, that which bind men are mere illusions. Open your eyes, truly open them, and you shall see a path all your own. Only a fool would waste their life in the struggle of another.
Quit spouting nonsense.
Nonsense? Perhaps. I am here because of another, after all. Apia, who came to me at the height of my debauchery and welcomed me into her depravious brotherhood. She guided me to great power. Yes, now I lead others upon the unbound path. Yet, truth be told, I have little interest to seeing where it ends. To tear down the world's nations, Ishgard among them, and usher the world into, well, doesn't really matter. Yet I do derive great pleasure in shaming the Temple Knights, in seeing the snickering and jeers deflate their pompous strides as they walk down the streets. If this artifact can hasten their fall from grace, I believe I shall keep it.
Well, I know the path I walk, the one that leads to your downfall. I won't abandon it. I'll take the cradle back. And then I'll... Oh dear! Yeah, this is going to be a problem.
Oh dear, you seem to have lost your train of thought. I know you can't hear me, but if you want your artifact back, I suggest stealing it from me while I'm asleep. But considering the burden I've just passed to you, that opportunity may not come for some time. Why, I feel absolutely transcendent. To think the shackles of fatigue weigh so heavily. Alas, it appears the artifact needs its own response of sorts. Or own repose of sorts. No matter, I've learned more than enough to take my next step. See to it that this lot is disposed of. Tis the least you can do for the freedom I have given you.
Really, guys? You really think the three of you can take us on?
No. No, they can't.
I could probably handle you three in my sleep.
You got those? Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not even a contest. And I missed pulling the Cold Twin Baltier through no effort of its own.
Try as you might drowse Tintoawa, he seems completely detached from the waking world.
I guess we're on our own on this one.
How much did she shift onto him?
Probably everything.
It looks like you've saved us twice today. Thank you. But what of him?
Out for the count.
Fast asleep, just as we were. Could this be what Sir Malbert warned us of in his report?
I'm afraid good, sir.
I see. And those stories were more than just wicked rumors. I suppose there is some small comfort in the fact that our enemy tipped their hand without causing loss of life. While the drowsiness made my eyes heavy, my ears could not mistake Leofine's arrogant voice. She would not scruple to attack former comrades in arms, and she has fallen further than I dared imagine. Yet we bear the blame for allowing her to get the upper hand, and in so doing put innocent lives in danger. Another black mark on our order. It was only thanks to you and your companions' efforts that the snow was not stained red this day. At the very least, allow us to carry him to the congregation. The snow actually was stained red, just not with you guys. Our work here is done, so we shall accompany them as far as Falcon's Nest. Elia, Theron, pray return to Ishgard and look after your friend.
And back to Ishgard. But yeah, he got hit good. Surprised she didn't try and go after us too.
Well, she said that it needed repose. Probably more.
Rebuilding of Aether.
She had no more fatigue to grant us. She's feeling positively transcendent. She basically lifted every bit of fatigue she had and gave it to Tintuawa. Now, from what she said, she was figuring the artifact needed a rest, but I'm just thinking that she needs to have some fatigue to shift it off, and she probably shifted all of it already.
Possibly. Or she shifted all of the knight's fatigues as well.
Maybe? I mean, they're already waking up on their own. You can see them in various stages slowly waking up in the background. She shifted fatigue to them. That's how she put them to sleep. Now, that's the thing to remember with this artifact, is it's a zero-sum game. That the fatigue has to come from somewhere, generally the user. Though one would think that the reverse should be possible.
Someone's feeling his paliotes.
Yes. Poof. Ah, G-pose. Full glad am I to see you well. I understand you come fresh from an encounter with none other than Leofine. Master Tintuawa now rests on the second floor. You shall stand vigil by his side every moment until he opens his eyes again. We should not have long to wait, but if you wish to check on him, please do so at your leisure.
We shall.
There is another matter to discuss. Just before your departure to Gorgani Mills, it seems there was another incident. A group of criminals were released from their cells, their guards found in a deep sleep. Doubtless Leofine was behind this. And doubtless the ruffians you clashed with were those self-same criminals. Leofine is gathering those who bear a grudge against the Temple Knights to her side, and using this animosity to her advantage. We now know for certain that Leofine is the mastermind of these attacks, and that her aim is to chip away at the very foundation of the Temple Knights, our honor. When I shared these revelations with my superiors, it was decided that none would speak publicly of the artifact and its powers. The Passage of the Unbound seeks to overthrow the nations of the world. One obvious method to achieve this goal would be to stoke the flames of unrest among the common folk, thus sinking Ishgard into a mire of chaos and distrust, not unlike the blasphemies of the final days. So long as these failures are placed squarely on the shoulders of the Temple Knights, we can avoid fomenting a more abiding mistrust in the nation's very core. For Ishgard's peace, I would gladly suffer any disgrace. The question remains as to whether we can apprehend Leofine before she tears her reputation to tatters. While Master Tintuawa slumbers, it falls to us to search for clues that might point towards her whereabouts. Now, another thing I did mean to mention is another thing that might be why he fell over so hard is something of a whiplash effect.
Yeah, that is true.
It's been 10 years.
Hold on. Let's check on the poor sod.
Can we actually get at him? It is true, the stairs are accessible.
Yeah, here he is. Out like a light. At least we...
rendered after he did.
Nice!
There's this, corpse floating in midair.
No. At least with him being here, there's people always here to keep an eye on him, and he's not gonna, freeze out in the cold.
As long as they don't all fall asleep.
Like this poor sod who's been sleeping for how many years now?
Yeah, boy, you could probably shift a lot of fatigue from him.
And why does he keep breaking his leg in his sleep? Yes, you can actually break your leg in your sleep. We know someone who has.
I'm trying to remember what it was that Bricker did. Or what he broke. He was out for months and finally found out he basically rolled off a bunk bed the wrong way.
Oh!
And broke 2 bones. Like a leg and a collarbone or something like that.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, our friend, actually, he didn't break his leg, he broke his foot. And didn't realize it was broken until 2 days later when it swelled up like a giant watermelon.
Yes.
And his roommates are like, we're taking you to the ER now.
Beacon in the darkness. From Albert's eyes light up when he sees you. Leofine remains as elusive as ever. If she is in league with Ishgard's more unsavory elements, she could be hidden anywhere. We have only her cryptic statements to guide us. It seems that whatever her plan is, her actions thus far have been but a prelude to its climax. We can but hope that Tintuawa awakens before she emerges again. Rylea, there you are. Ah, and Theron. Oh,
hello.
I was thinking it'd be him.
I'm so glad I found you too. I was starting to think I was in the wrong city, but the narwhal guided me true.
Oh, you must be the maiden Tintuawa mentioned. You hail from the same village, yes? I am from Albert, of the Temple Knights. 'Tis an honor to meet you.
Tintuawa wrote about you in his letters. I'm Lord Keith.
Luazinique.
I know, it's just... yeah. I'm Lord Zanique, and an honor is all mine. Is Tenatawa with you? I haven't received a letter from him for some time, so I came here to check on him myself. Yeah, he's out like a light. Yeah, that...
Yeah. Those two need to get a room. But I guess they already have one.
You insufferable fool! What have I always told you about rushing ahead without thinking? And now you've even had the gall to be sleeping when I arrive. You promised you'd write me. What was I supposed to do with the letters stopped coming?
Wait, he sent a letter.
I
Didn't he?
I was so worried. At least we can take some small comfort that he appears otherwise unharmed. I take it you've to thank for that?
Is there any way to counteract the Cradle's influence?
Yeah.
And I'm kind of thinking she might be the key to that because, well, she's been under its influence a bunch.
I can only stay awake forever by Can one stay awake forever by sheer force of will? The answer is the same. Although we can deny ourselves food and drink, sleep is another matter. It always finds us in time. To rouse oneself from a slumber this deep is an impossible task, even for someone like Tenatawa.
Do you know why Tentoawa sleeps so soundly? The reports of other incidents indicated that those afflicted had awoke in a matter of moments, yet Tentoawa shows no signs of stirring.
Well, I'm sorry, I can't say for certain. But I do know that the stories of those who came before me, more than one shut-eye has fallen into a sleep much like this. One so absolute that they become deaf to the outside world. With no means to sustain their bodies, they would waste away if left alone. So our people found a mixture of herbs and other materials that ushers the shut-eye back to the waking world.
What could possibly be strong enough to bring someone back from this?
We call it spring dew, and the secrets of its makings are passed down through generations. Each drop acts as a ray of sunshine in the darkness of sleep, a beacon for the dreamer to follow. I carry some of the ingredients on my person, but others must be gathered fresh. It won't be an easy task, but I'm certain it will save Tenatawa. I don't know their Eorzean name, but one of the flower blooms is striking yellow and grows only where the mountain peak soars above the clouds. Being so close to the heavens, it drinks in the sunlight, and the petals cleanse the body and promotes wakefulness.
In the churning mist blooms a yellow flower called the dandelion. In no other place in Eorzea can one be closer to touching the sun.
Good. Next we'll need a saliva of a beast we call morbles, and the thicker it is the better. The pungent odor could wake the dead. Oh yeah,
That's one way of putting it. I know them well. Morbles are not an uncommon sight in the Dravanian hinterlands. A mature specimen should possess saliva with the desired effect. The prospect of gathering it, however, is an unenviable task.
Why are you guys all looking at me? Once we have those two ingredients, mixing them with the rest should be a simple matter. Do you think you two can procure them? Theron? Rylea?
Leave it to us.
Oh, your confidence is reassuring. Since the mortal saliva must be of the fresher of the two, I ask that you first climb the heavens and pick dandelions for Tenatawa. Marbles.
Yeah.
Stares at Rylea.
Nope. Nope.
So this is how Tenatawa looked upon me for so long. The sight is unsettling, I admit. Please, Theron, Rylea, come back soon. I want to hear his voice.
This does also imply that, yeah, you really can overuse the artifact.
Yep.
Now, he used it for like 10 years safely, but I doubt he was unloading himself quite as thoroughly as Leofine seems to have. So she might suffer whiplash a lot quicker. So before facing Leofine, how many candy bars and cans of Coke should we be packing?
No. We need to pack tins of Coca-Cola.
No.
Coca-Cola and Red Bulls.
No. I want to stay awake, not have my heart explode.
Guaranteed to give you a stroke. Man, I have not seen a tin of Coca-Cola in ages.
Yeah,
Might be for the best.
Yeah, I think Garrett was the primary source.
Though it was starting to show up in the US, mostly in truck stops.
Fancy that.
Yeah, for those who don't know, a Coca-Cola is effectively dark chocolate with double the caffeine.
Yeah, it's a very German thing.
Yes.
And of course, being dark chocolate, I don't touch the stuff.
Oh, it was tasty.
No.
But man, you could OD on it so fast, so hard. Yes, you can actually OD on caffeine.
Oh yeah.
You could be arrested for driving under the influence of caffeine. That takes something special, let me tell you. But it is possible.
Yeah.
And has happened. Yeah, it's not as bad as... They finally changed the formula, but for a long time there used to be a drink in New York. I forget what it's called, but it was effectively Red Bull mixed with beer.
Oh god.
Yeah, it was having the effect of getting rid of everyone's inhibitions while giving them all the energy to act on those inhibitions. It was special.
It also sounds vile.
Favorite of college students everywhere.
Admittedly true.
But yeah, I think the lawmakers eventually came down on them and they had to, like, take out a lot of their caffeine.
Can't imagine. Why would anyone object to that stuff?
I don't know.
Yeah, there it is.
Wrong one.
Eh?
There we go. Time to go picking dandelions.
I'll admit that dragon is also somewhat unflappable. Just, thou art known to me, mortal, but from the dragons, I kind of expect that.
Yeah. We're basically just a speck of dust in the wind.
Though I'd like to know how many times he's saved the world.
This is very true. Sun-drenched dandelion. Oh, there's another one over here.
There we go. Sun-drenched dandelions shine an almost golden yellow. Now for a much more gruesome task. Venture to the Dravanian hinterlands and collect saliva from the mouth of a full-grown mortal.
Ew.
Gruesome. Yeah, that's a good word.
We have been asked to do worse, though.
So, does this count towards the I stepped in what achievement?
I think so.
Okay.
The halitosis is mighty.
It sure is.
Zoom. Yes, Gold. It is, unfortunately, Rylea's fault. I will not take blame for that one.
I'm not taking blame for this one. I'll take blame for the meteors.
Why do I feel like taking the blame for Warbles, for Warriors of Light, is like playing hot potato?
Pretty much.
Very, very stinky hot potato. Feel like I'm suddenly taking a pop quiz. What did I eat for lunch? Oh, there's quite the vista.
You just stay in that bubble.
Yep. Time Wedgie Supreme.
Oh boy, yes.
And here's our destination. As much as we don't want to be here.
Yes. I?
Let's go!
Yeah. The sooner we're rid of this, the better.
I agree. So we're gonna beeline it. What's my... Ooh, 687. Nah. Just noting my gear score. Or lack thereof.
17 better than mine. I'm at 670, thank you. Of course, I'm still 99.
That's probably it.
Well, some of it at least.
I could equip a couple pieces you can't just yet.
Yeah.
You have a good night, Cold. Thank you very much for joining us.
Always good to see you.
We miss playing with you. And maybe tomorrow we'll do the Halloween quest.
Something like that.
Instead of anime. It's not like there's going to be anime.
Or both. Both is good.
Zoomy zoom zoom zoom. Out of the cold into the... Cold, yeah. It is supposed to be warming up, slowly but surely.
Yeah, it's taken 5 years so far.
Well, here's hoping she can wake him up.
This is the first time any of our initial quest givers have actually visited the old world.
No, the first one, oh, true, the actual quest givers.
Right.
I'm ready to start mixing the ingredients at once. That is, of course, assuming you've brought them with you. 2 dandelions?
Sun-drenched dandelion, found blooming among the floating aisles above Eorzea. The petals of this dandelion glow almost as brilliantly as the sun which nourishes them. And great putrid marble saliva.
Here, you can keep
So
this.
pungent that not a sealed vial can contain its scent completely. A single whiff of this saliva can wrench even the deepest sleeper back into the waking world.
If not, knock them out.
Yeah.
These are difficult to acquire at the best of times, so I thank you two for gathering them so quickly. I shall start immediately.
One city later.
We've done all we can. Now we wait for Titawa to open his eyes.
Where am I?
I hope you enjoyed your sleep for days away. I hope you enjoyed sleeping the days away, Tintawa. And I'm glad you're finally awake.
Lunzanique, what are you doing here? Worrying about you. I see. So Leofini wielded the cradle against me. And while I was tucked soundly in bed, Lunzanique came all this way. Curse my weakness. Just when we had her, just when I was needed the most, I failed. For 10 years, I endured countless trials. When the time came, I couldn't even swing my damn weapon.
It's not your fault, Tintawa. If anyone's to blame for what's happened, it's me.
No, I won't hear it.
Oh, I want to hear it. As you may know, Leofini won our trust by posing as a scholar traveling the width and breadth of Toral. She expressed great interest in the cradle and our customs, and I was so excited to meet an outsider that I answered her every question. I told her that the white eye keeps the cradle with them at all times, and then she hatched her plan. She took me hostage to draw out Tintawa.
While Lunzanique was sleeping, Leofini snuck into her chamber and held a blade to her throat. I had no choice but to give her what she wanted. Cradle of the Sleepless. I put Lunzanique's life before the future of our people. It was at that moment I became unfit to be their guardian.
Loniqua is one of your people. Protecting her was your duty.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. You know just what to say. That was the only way to see a future where none of my people came to harm. Especially Lunzanique.
Even without the cradle, you're still our guardian. My guardian. We'll find a way through this together.
Seeing you in such high spirits lifts my own. Oh, and before I forget, you trounced Leofini's thugs while I was dreaming in the snow, didn't you? I owe you a debt I won't soon forget.
I need the exercise.
And I wager that debt will grow larger before we pry the treasure from Leofini's clutches. But whatever it takes, I won't stop until she's answered for her crimes. And seriously, spread the sleeping duties around some. You two need to be together.
Mm-hmm. I'm embarrassed to admit it, but that was my first time I've ever created the mixture. I'm glad it worked as intended.
I imagine you don't need it very often. You know, while I was sleeping, I dreamed. I saw Lunzanique and I as children. Nothing particularly interesting happened. We just whiled the days away, without a care in the world. I'd forgotten what it was like to dream. It was pleasant.
Until the nightmares start.
Now.
Sorry.
I can remember wanting to stay there, to never open my eyes again. But of course, the moment I gave form to that thought, I opened them, and Lois Inique was there. Even if we get the cradle back, will things return to the way they were? Will you go back to spending your life in dreams?
I suppose so. It's my duty as the Shatai, after all.
Your duty. And it was your duty, too, that compelled you to come all the way here to Ishgard. But no more.
What are you saying?
I tried so hard to convince myself that you were glad spending so much time asleep. But being on the other side made me realize I was lying to myself all along. I don't want to return to a life where you and I are bound together, but always so far apart. I want to go back to those happy days when we were by each other's sides. I guess what I'm saying is, if there's a different path for us, I want to find it. And I want to walk it with you.
Aww.
Stoic nod because I saw this coming a quest away.
Yes. But he actually admitted it.
Yes. But not yet. First, we must reclaim the cradle, and when we have, we'll take our first step towards that new future. I promise. I must confess, I haven't felt the same since I woke up. I know I was in bed for a while, but instead of feeling refreshed, my body feels weaker somehow. It's almost as if my very strength was sapped when the treasure was turned on me. Can't even grip my weapon properly. A few extra nights of good sleep, maybe some caffeine.
Leofine did remark that she felt invigorated. Maybe she took your vitality for herself.
Then does that mean the cradle has powers we don't know about?
Not exactly. It may just mean that the cradle works differently than we thought. Its wielder may not pass on their fatigue, rather they absorb another's vigor.
The end effect would be the same. The cradle's wielder can go on without sleep, and his victim loses the strength to even keep their eyes open.
You never took more than you needed, so my slumber was always light enough to wake from. But if the treasure were used without the restraint...
If we've had this realization, it won't be long until Leofine does too. And then it will be too late. We have to root her out. But I mustn't rush ahead blindly, as Lois Inique never tires of telling me. I feel nearly weak as a child right now. I must spend what precious time we have training to regain what strength Leofine stole from me. You have my word, I won't rest until I'm in top form again. Actually, rest is probably what you need. I suggest that you do the same, if for no other reason than to give me some stiff competition.
You're gonna make us go do a light heavyweight, aren't you?
Yes.
Ah!
All four of them.
Ah! We got 5 minutes. Do we really want to start the next one?
No, we'll leave it here.
Okay.
We're up to the 98, so...
We should finish this off Friday.
I hope so. Hopefully it won't be a big tough fight that takes forever.
I hope so
The
too.
healing one. Because that could go a bit long, and then it'd be stuffing its fatigue onto me.
Yeah, well. So far, they haven't been really long fights, except for the first one, which was just more our incompetence.
I wouldn't call it incompetence.
It was a tough fight.
It was. Like I said, I wouldn't call it our incompetence.
Well, we got a couple minutes. Baron is flying out to Ciderfest this weekend. I'm debating whether I want to try and take a nap before trying to get up at dark 100 in the morning to drive him to the airport.
Yeah, you need to be the waking eye.
Unfortunately, I feel like passing out at the moment, which is not helping. Oh. But yeah, I'm really hoping he has a good show at Ciderfest and has a lot of fun and does a bunch of sales and all that fun stuff.
Yes, may he have... When you get home, give him a proper Osakan greeting.
Have you made money today?
Yes.
I still remember that. Yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna do for people for Christmas. I really don't. Last year I kind of sidestepped.
Shrugs?
No, that'd be too expensive. I mean, the bill for this, the EV Shrug, and enough material to try making a couple shower crabs came to like $80.
Yeah.
Just in cloth. And this was with it on sale, so... Wish it wasn't so expensive, but everything goes up, so...
Yeah.
Of course he got all of his Christmas shopping done. He has a disposable income. We do not.
Yeah, well.
I'll figure something out. I always feel bad because if I give a gift, I try for it to be rather thoughtful for the individual and not just randomly giving stuff to people. And yeah, that's kind of failing at the moment. It's not even Halloween yet. We don't even have candy for the house. Not like we'll ever get trick-or-treaters, but hey.
I hope to get some tomorrow. Which we can then, munch ourselves.
Yeah. Because that's usually what happens.
Because no one else will.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure something out. With that said, it is that time. You guys, thank you all very much for coming along. We will be back on Friday to finish up the tank quest and maybe
and this will
start
be at 10 Pacific.
Yes, 10 Pacific.
Not 9:30.
10 Pacific. Assuming if we do finish this up, I don't know if we'll have time to start Melee or not.
I don't think so. We'll probably not have much time for that. So probably start that on Monday.
Okay, with that said, I'm gonna throw you guys over at Care because I believe he's streaming at the moment. Yep, he's streaming.
Earlier, and still is.
There he goes. So
Night all.
until Friday, be safe, be well, get a good night's sleep, and we will see you then.
Mm-hmm.